with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello, happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. So exciting things today. We are closing in on 2,400 subscribers here at Jess B Creative Cardiology. In fact, we are at $23.99. So because I'm so positive that we are going to hit that 2,400 subscriber mark today, I encourage everyone to please leave me a comment on this video so that I can draw your name possibly, and I'll be giving away the cards that I am making today. So exciting things there. And today we are playing with the Happy Hedgehogs bundle. Isn't this super cute little set here? It's got the coordinating hedgehog punch. Hey Janelle, hey Kathy. We are going to pair that with some of the designer series paper from the Daffodil afternoon paper pack. I know I was playing with that on Friday, and I was pulling out these hedgehogs and trying to decide what I was going to pair them with, and then I saw these little tiny pear pizzazz hearts here on the back side of this sheet, and those little pink flowers here on the other side, and I thought, oh, this would be perfect. I'm going to use both patterns, so both sides today for our cards. So you can find this Happy Hedgehogs bundle on page 64 of your mini catalog. Super cute little set there. And then the Daffodil afternoon paper, that is part of A Bration. So if you bump up your hedgehog bundle, right, that's $32.25 here in the US. Then you just need just about $18 more, and then you could get your Daffodil afternoon paper for free. And we have just 2 weeks left of A Bration. February is flying by, so don't miss out. Make sure you get your A Bration freebies, get those orders in. I'll flip the camera. I have my February host code. Yeah, so we are going to be doing that, and I'm going to pull in the Sending Hugs bundle too, because what is cuter than Happy Hedge Hugs? All right, I know it's corny, but I thought it would be super fun. Hi, Wendy. Hey, Christina. Hi, Doris. Just talked to Doris earlier. Hey, Philomena. Hello, hello, everyone. So now that we've got a few people here, I'm going to repeat what I said at the beginning. We are at 2,399 subscribers. So make sure you share this video. Make sure you share my channel with your friends, because I want to cross that 2,400 mark today, and I'll be giving away the cards that we are making today. So make sure you leave me a comment, okay? Love that, so that I could possibly draw your name to win one of my cards. Super exciting. All right, let's flip the camera. Let's get started here. Hope that everyone is doing well on this. It's a cold winter day here in New York, so we're gonna think spring. All right, we're gonna actually brighten things up a little bit on the camera there. Okay, make sure I can see your comments. All right, so for our cards today, since we are using these two patterns of the Daffodil Afternoon A Bration paper, I'm going to use a sheet of Pear Pizzazz cardstock, and we're going to cut that in half. So Pear Pizzazz is the color that we will be using for both of our card bases. All right, so 5.5 by 8.5, and you will use one for this card and then one for the next card. All right, I'm looking for my tools somewhere here. My bone folder disappeared. Not sure where it went to. I'm sure it's underneath a pack of papers somewhere. All right, so you got the idea. All right, so we're gonna start out simple. Love these little Pear Pizzazz hearts. Hey, Kathleen, you did catch me live. That's awesome. And I'm glad that you left me a comment, because today I'm drawing names from everybody that comments on today's video to possibly win one of the cards that I'm making, because we are so close to the 2,400 subscriber mark. We're at $23.99. Woohoo! All right. Oh, I'm glad you're liking my shorts as well. It's been fun working on those. You know, I need an extra little layer here. Yep, that's what I'm missing because I cut my cardstock just a little bit short. All right, so let's grab a layer. I should have some. Let's see, let's go with evening evergreen. I've got part of a piece here, and my trimmer is on the other table. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. All right, and let's see here, 4, 5 1/4. You know what? Because this is my mini trimmer and my big one is out the other table. Look at that! I got so excited for my videos today. I have half my tools missing. All right, so handy little mini trimmer. Comes in for little emergencies now and then. It's also great for trimming photos. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now we have a little bit of contrast there, which looks a little bit better when we go ahead and stick this on our card base. Now, today for our stamping, I'm actually going to be using Very Vanilla. I know I've been using a lot of basic white. That is my go-to for my stamping and things, but we actually have some Very Vanilla on here, and the white just looks a little too stark. Okay, so the next thing I did is I die cut pretty little scalloped rectangle. These are our scalloped contour dies, so we're gonna have a layer on here, so that way we still allow the little green hearts to peek out on the background. All right, but we've got a little bit of layering here, a little bit of interest. All right, and then we used the stitched rectangle. So the way I decide that is make sure you can kind of just line your rectangle on up. So the scalloped contours and the stitched rectangles complement each other very nicely. All right, 2 essential die sets. Okay, so when we do that, look how nicely that's gonna go. We've got that nice stitching all the way around. Perfect. Hi, Carmen. How are you? Hi, Nessa. Oh, thank you, Wendy. She loves the nails. I know they look a little crazy, but like they got little hearts on them. Aren't they sweet? All right, good. Glad some of you are liking the vanilla. It's got some warmer tones to it. Yes. Okay, and now let's pull in our hedgehogs here. So I'm going to take this pretty little tree image, and that is what we are going to stamp here on our Very Vanilla. And I'm going to use my soft suede ink pad. It's just, you could also use cinnamon cider, just kind of a medium brown for these works pretty good. And I'm going to use the same color to stamp my hedgehogs as well. Okay, so this is a fairly large stamp. This is my E block, and so I like to put my ink directly to the stamp there. And we're gonna put that right in the middle. Okay, beautiful. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the colors from the designer series paper. Stampin' Up! Does all the work of all the color coordination. They list the colors in the paper packs right here on the back. So I love that. It makes it so easy. And so our little flowers that are gonna be in here, we're gonna use some pale papaya. We've got our pear pizzazz, and then I'm gonna use some mossy meadow. All right, so we don't actually have a pear pizzazz set of blends, but the mossy meadow is pretty close. So I'm actually going to color my leaves with the light mossy meadow. We're going to do that first, right? And then I can do my accents with the dark color. So see how nicely that coordinates? Mossy meadow and pear pizzazz are actually complementary there. Just kind of the light and dark of the same color, just different depths to it there. Okay, so we're gonna do all of our little leaves here in our light mossy meadow. And so that was another reason why I used the soft suede. So the nice thing with our classic ink pads is that because they are water-based, then that works great if you want to color with your blends, all right? Because you stamp in one color in one type of ink. So if you stamp with a water-based ink, then you can color with an alcohol-based ink and you don't have to worry about bleeding. So nice that really you can stamp in any of our classic ink shades, and it'll work perfectly to coordinate with our blends. All right, so now we're going to take the light pale papaya here, and we are going to color all of our little flowers in the pale papaya. Do you guys enjoy coloring? I know some people find coloring very therapeutic, and I like medium images like this where you can do a bit of coloring, but it doesn't take all day. That's my type of coloring. All right, and then I'm gonna come in with the dark, just add some little accents there, color my flower centers. And then it's nice that you get that two-tone look there. I love my Stampin' Blends markers because they're so easy to use. Beautiful, beautiful. Nessa says she enjoys watercoloring as well. Yeah, this is definitely a set that could easily be watercolored. I like the control of the blends. And I like that you can always make it darker, or with our color lifter, you can lighten things up a little bit. But yeah, if watercoloring is your thing, then anything like that works really nice. All right, and then, so we got our flowers colored. I'm gonna come in with the light soft suede for our tree trunk here. Okay, just a little bit there, and then I'm gonna come back in with the dark of the mossy meadow. All right, just to give us a couple little accents here on our leaves. So just kind of highlighting that center vein on those. All right, cute. Now that we've got that colored, we're going to mount that right here on the front of our card. And I do still have room. I've got room for some words here. I'm going to see how the card goes and then decide what I want to stamp there. But the next thing we're going to do is do our little hedgehogs. And so I'm going to be stamping on crumb cake cardstock. Okay, because that way I don't have to fully color them in. I thought that adds a nice little touch to it. And an interesting thing, so I want to point out with the punch. All right, so when you do the punch, you flip it over, you unlock it there. So usually you stick in from the top. All right, this time the punch, if you're going to stamp it and line it up, you're actually going to go from the side. Okay, so that's just a little thing so that you know how to line up your paper when you're stamping here. All right, so we're still using that soft suede. And then we've got our two little hedgehog images. This little guy here, this is the bigger of the two hedgehogs, and this is the one that coordinates with the punch. All right, so that's the one I'm going to use there. So we'll get that nice and inky. Okay, so I'm going to stamp him right here. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to slide it in. Okay, come on here. All right, so I've got my adorable little hedgehog. Now, if we wanted to kind of dress him up a little bit more even, we could actually stamp it again. So let me, actually, I'll just flip the cardstock over. All right, let me stamp this one more time so I can show you what I'm talking about. Oops. Stamp it an extra time. Here we go. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not messing up his hair, his quills there. All right, so see how that works. This little notch here fits right with the stamped ear. Okay, so depending on how you're doing it there, you'd stamp it right on the ear. All right, I cut this off just a little bit. So good thing I already did one ahead of time. But you'd line that notch right up on the ear and punch that out. And then you'll end up with this extra piece so that if you wanted to, you could 3D it here. So I'm going to take my sponge dauber in the soft suede ink, and I'm going to add just an extra little bit of color, a little sponging here to this part that I'm going to pop up, make it a little more distinguished for the hairline there. Okay, so I'll grab a couple of dimensionals here, and I'm gonna put the hair on first, the quills, or what do you call these things on a hedgehog? I know some people have them as pets, but I've never had a hedgehog, so I don't really know. Isn't that cute? It just lines right up. If you want to do a little bit more, just sponge that there a little bit extra. Okay. And then, isn't that super cute? So we'll go ahead and put this on with dimensionals here. All right, seems like whenever we're working with little critters, I always do some kind of little trivia, and somebody has to Google for me. What do you call this? So somebody Google for me, what do you call this part of the hedgehog? Is it a hair? Is it quills? Is it fur? Random little factoid there that we can find out. Adoris is calling it a wig. Yes. All right, so we can put our little hedgehog. Oh, let's see. Let's put our happy little... I don't want to cover up the base of the tree so much. How big do we go? Right here. We'll kind of put it over to the left, and then we can choose a nice little sentiment. How about we do... how about finding a friend is the best discovery of all? How about we go with that one, and then we could stamp the little butterfly as well. I think we've got some room for that. So I'll pull out a little butterfly stamp, and we've got our greeting. Okay, so let me peel that off. So I'm wearing jeans. Wipe my inky block off on my pants there. All right, so let's just keep with the soft suede theme going on so we can stamp our sentiment. I might need to re-ink my pad a little bit. Let's go right down here. Okay, beautiful. And then we'll do our little butterfly. And let's see. Where do we want to stamp that? How about this? That way it's kind of near the sentiment, and you can, whoop, good thing for photopolymer. And then you can see that the butterfly and the hedgehog. Oh, I did pretty good. Got a little bit of a halo on that, but not bad, not bad. Okay, Philomena Googled. Oh, I'm getting a couple, some people are calling them spines, and some are calling them quills. All right, Doris said she did Google it, and the hairy part of the hedgehog, whatever you want to call it there, are called the spines. Okay, thank you. So good to know. That was our trivia or fact, fun fact for the day, is that the hairy part of the hedgehog is called its spines. Okay, so let's go in. I feel like we should color this butterfly just a little bit too. So let's bring in, I'm using the dark of the pale papaya there. And I'll go a little bit of light in there. And I feel like this card needs some Stella. Anybody else think so? Where are my Stella fans at? Woohoo! Love me some Wink of Stella. All right, so I'm just gonna shake it a little bit. Janelle says that her dog had a stuffed hedgehog toy that he used to carry all over the house with him. Oh, that sounds so cute. All right, so let's color these little wings of the butterfly. Let's give them a little bit of shimmer there. Really pretty. We could even put some, let's put some on the flower petals if we like here. Because every card needs just a little shimmer, a little Stella. Okay. So, there we go. We got just a little sparkle there. Isn't that just the cutest card ever? Oh, Wendy has another hedgehog fact for us. Hedgehogs are lactose intolerant and should not be given milk. You could actually give them some cat food instead of milk. Well, that is good to know. So I have a question for you, Wendy. In the UK, do you like run across hedgehogs like in the wild? Because here in the US, I've only ever heard of like people having hedgehogs as pets. I honestly don't know where you would find a hedgehog other than a pet store. So that is a random question. But yes, isn't that just the sweetest little thing? Love these little hedgehogs and love these little green hearts here on our Daffodil afternoon paper. So very sweet and simple there. Hey, Kathy, thank you. All right, so for our next project, we will be using the other half of that Pear Pizzazz cardstock. All right, and again, I still didn't find my bone folder. Not sure where I've got that at, so I'll just crease it there a little bit. So Wendy says, I've got H's like for hedgehog. Wendy says that they have little hedgehogs in their garden, and they are a wild animal in the UK. All right, good to know. Nessa says yes, she's also from the UK, that the hedgehogs are wild there and regularly have them in their garden. I had no idea. So I have never actually been to the UK or any of that part of the world. So that will have to go on my bucket list when I ever make it to England and Scotland and all of that. I will be on the lookout for some hedgehogs. Very cool. All right, thank you. I'm glad. See, the nice thing about having international viewers, we learn all kinds of cool stuff. All right, so for this project, we are using the other side of that patterned paper. We're going to go with this wild leafy print. And I thought that the flowers in there really coordinated well with the flowers in that Happy Hedgehog stamp. So we're going to follow a similar theme. This time we're doing a landscape card, so it's going horizontally. We're still going to do a contrasting layer here of the evening evergreen. So this is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. All right, just 1/4 inch smaller than the base. And then our designer paper here is 3 3/4 by 5. Again, another 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, so we'll get this all glued down. Pretty simple here. We're not doing any ribbon or anything today, so we can go ahead and glue that all down. Nessa invites me to come stay. I would love that, Nessa. That would be so wonderful. And she is in Wales. Ah, beautiful. All right, well, if I ever make it over, then I will look both of you up, Nessa and Wendy. That would, so whenever this whole pandemic ends and we can finally travel freely and things, I definitely have a whole bucket list of places to catch up on. All right, so I'm going to pull in for this card the Sending Hugs bundle. All right, so this is a beautiful stamp set here, and then it has the coordinating layering hugs dies, which I've actually already pulled out. Oops, I haven't transferred this into my magnetic sheets yet, but I love this detailed hugs die. And then there's actually this coordinating little piece that cuts out just the letters so that you can perfectly layer them on top of each other. So what I have done is taken these two pieces and I used another sheet of that Evening Evergreen. Actually, you could die cut it out of that center before you glue everything down. And when you pop this out, you get this gorgeous ornate hugs here. All right, it kind of blends in a little bit. That's okay. I did that on purpose. So I'm going to blend. I'm going to pull in my little mini. These are the black Stampin' Dimensionals because I'm using dark colored cardstock. So I'm going to put my mini dimensionals just on the thick parts here of this die cut, which happens to be where the letters are. All right, so we'll go ahead and just put some of these randomly around here on the letters. Let's go ahead and put another one up there. And then we'll put a couple here on the S. Okay, so I feel like we've got good coverage here. And then we'll just peel that little paper backing off of these. Oops, okay, come on here. Get my fancy fingernails to work. Oops, I pulled that one right off. Okay, so let me put these little bits in my trash bin, and that way I could put this little dimensional back where he belongs and get, this one doesn't want to stick. Come on there. Okay. All right, this one's gonna have to, these need to do over. We need a new one. Okay, there we go. See, now it's behaving. Okay, so we will take this, put this right in the center here of our card. I actually went just a little bit higher than center. All right, and then what I've done is taken our adhesive sheets. Now these come in 6 inches by 12 inches, and I had cut down a 4-inch strip. And the new adhesive sheets here, they actually have 3 little sections to them. So what you can do is, just depending on what you've got, a piece of cardstock here, you can see I pulled off a section and just stuck it here on the back of my Pale Papaya cardstock. And then when I went to my die cut machine, I cut this out right in that section there, so that my letters already have the adhesive on them. And then the reason I did that is that when it comes to popping these letters out, I'm just going to poke them out here with my paper snips. All right, so they already have that adhesive layer on them. And I love their coordinate. They're made the same size as the letters there. And then I can just peel. Come on here, get the fingers working. Peel that, yep, little backing of the adhesive layer off. And then check it out, they fit perfectly right on top here. So again, we'll just, there we go, use this little edge of my paper snips to get under that adhesive layer. And then this gives it a nice pop. I went with the pale papaya, the same color as the flowers, because I wanted a nice pop of color here to stand out amongst all the greenery. And, oops, there we go. Okay, get the S. All right, super cute. So we've got that part all taken care of. Now we need another hedgehog so that it can say Hedgehogs, right? All right, so I'm gonna trim off the edge of my crumb cake cardstock here so that I can stamp my little hedgehog again. All right, so put him back on my block here and grab my soft suede ink. Okay, again coming down here on the bottom, and then we'll pop him out. All right, be careful to catch the spines of the hedgehog. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to use this little piece. I'm going to stamp him again so that I can get the spines, and so that I can punch this out and do the 3D. Hey Terry, how are you? Glad you made it. Okay, so again, when we're doing this, make sure you line up this little notch of the hedgehog punch. That goes right in, right where his little ear is. All right, I feel like this is, there we go. Let's trim that off so I can maneuver a little bit better. All right, so I can angle that, line it up right at the ear. Okay. Now I've got that top layer. We'll grab our sponge dauber again because I really do like the 3D effect that it gives it from sponging. So we stamped in soft suede onto crumb cake cardstock, and now we're using our sponge dauber to just add a little more of that soft suede ink here on top. That gives it a little bit of contrast, makes the spine part a little bit darker than the body of the hedgehog himself. All right, so again, we'll use dimensionals on all of this, just a couple for each. Okay, so little hedgehog goes perfectly on our card here, so that'll be a hedgehog card. All right, and then again, line up the little ear. Okay, line up the ear and then the spines. Oops, I feel like I'm off just a little bit. There we go. Don't want to cover the ear. Okay, so there we go. We've got our little hedgehog on there. Okay, yes, Nessa's got some little tips saying if we put the spines back in and cut out, yes, can stamp on top. Yes, exactly. I actually do have a few die cut pieces here that I could go in and stamp on top, but I didn't want to get ink on my surface here, so yeah, that's why I just stamped it twice and then popped it out twice there. Yes, all right, and just checking on your comments. All right, so what do we need? Do we need anything extra on here? Maybe a little bit. I feel like we still need some Stella, so I'm actually going to Stella the letters here just to give a little bit of shimmer. Okay, so just carefully brushing a little Stella on top. Just to fancy it up a little bit. And then actually I have some of these loose flower flourishes. These are from the accessory section in the annual catalog. And check these out. They come in 2 different sizes. You get 3 different colors, your fresh freesia, your polished pink, and your pale papaya. And then you get the large flowers. And then you get these itty bitty little mini flowers too. I think our hedgehog, maybe I keep calling it a him, but I think it should be a she. And I think she needs, doesn't she need a little flower for her spines? For her hair there. All right, let me grab this. I'm gonna press my little flower flourish onto the mini glue dot. Okay. And then how about we put that like right back behind her ear. Ah, so cute. Okay, let's do a couple of the little ones that we can kind of put here around the card as well. So let's see here. How about we, because we've kind of got one hidden, how about we go right up here? We can do one on top of the flower, and then we'll do another little one. Again, stick these directly to the glue dots. Okay, and then let's see, let's have one peek. We'll have it peek out here as well. You could dress your card up with all kinds of little flower flourishes on there. But the nice thing is it's that pale papaya color, which coordinates perfectly here. So aren't these just the sweetest little hedgehogs that you have ever seen? Oh, thank you, Francis. Glad you like them. Yeah, so, and this is a neat way to pull in a couple different bundles here. So we used, of course, the Happy Hedgehog bundle. This is from the Spring Mini Catalog. And then we used the Sending Hugs bundle that has the coordinating die cuts. And this is from the Annual Catalog. Okay. And then our designer paper here is a free celebration item. All right, so you've got just through February 28th to get your Daffodil afternoon paper for free. And you can see it's not just about daffodils. We have used cute little flowers here that are definitely not daffodils. In fact, the color we used here, we used Pear Pizzazz is the light green, Evening Evergreen is the darker shade, and then Pale Papaya is this orangey peachy color. All right, and then we used Crumb Cake for our hedgehogs there. So there you go. Happy Hedgehogs, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much for leaving me your comments. Be sure to share my video as well. And we are just one subscriber away from the 2,400 subscriber mark here on my Just Be Creative Cardiology channel. And so everyone that leaves a comment here on this video, I will be drawing a couple of names and giving away these cards next Tuesday. All right, so make sure you tune in again next week, and you might be the winner of one of these Happy Hedgehog cards. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Christiane. It was so nice to have you here as well, and I look forward to stamping with you guys again soon. There we go. Thank you. Bye-bye.